So you decided to start a side hustle creating AI clip art, or you just need a ton of art for your personal projects, and now you're asking yourself what AI tool to pick to fulfill all your needs. Welcome, digital artists! In this video, we'll make a deep dive into the world of clip art. We'll compare the most popular AI tools like Midjourney, ChatGPT, Nano Banana, Ideogram, Leonardo's Lucid Origin and Realism, Flux and Seedream in terms of artistic variety, text creation capabilities, photorealistic designs, and some other technical aspects. Let's go! First, let's clarify what kind of designs we're talking about here. Clip art includes print-on-demand sublimation designs, also based on text, stickers, digital planner elements, including functional add-on stickers and washi tape strips, social media graphics, junk journal ephemera and embellishments, logos, icons, avatar and other character illustrations, frames, photos, badges, labels, banners, ribbons, alphabet and number sets, silhouettes and other SVG-like one-color designs, game assets, and many more. And this wide selection of digital art has something very clear in common. The design is always isolated on a clean background. Your prompt should be written accordingly. We have a separate video about prompting for various types of images, including clip art. It will be linked in the description box below. All AI tools we are comparing today are capable of creating clip art images, but there are nuances, which we are about to discover. The artistic variety of your chosen AI tool is one of the most important aspects. I'll give 7 prompts to our 7 AI tools to see how they cope with each art style. And first will be vector art. Vector art is a weak point for Midjourney as it tends to overcomplicate its images. It works well in some cases, but vector art is all about simplicity, so Midjourney is not recommended for this style. But all other AI tools work well here. Traditionally, Midjourney copes well with watercolor art, and for some time it was the only AI tool capable of realistic watercolor. But AI is evolving rapidly, and now I see that only Ideogram and Leonardo are a bit behind. All others do surprisingly well. 3D cartoon style is another popular one. I'd say that ChatGPT didn't perform very well, all others did the 3D job decently. The aesthetics could be debatable, but this is up to your own preferences. Line art is a difficult concept for AI. As you can see, only Nano Banana PRO and Ideogram understand the idea of this style. All the other tools just drew something like a coloring page. But once again, this might be enough to fit the needs of your project. Pixel art, on the other hand, is a very easy concept for AI. I'd say that all tools did a good job. Midjourney once again overcomplicates. Ideogram is a bit behind due to different pixel sizes for the coins and the chest, but maybe I'm too picky about it. Kawaii is one of the evergreen customers' favorites. Midjourney once again has too much detail and it's a bit messy, but the overall aesthetic is really cute. My personal choice here is Nano Banana. Everything is in its place and it's not cherry-picking. Nano Banana is very consistent with its good results. Retro vintage style is always in demand. Midjourney's outcome looks nice, but the details like mirrors and the front of the car are again messy. Other AI tools make fewer mistakes with details. Also, Leonardo and Ideogram didn't manage to create the vintage halftone texture properly. If you're into print on demand, for logos or some other text-based designs, this will be an important part for you, as not all the AI tools cope with text equally. I'll give 4 prompts with various text tasks to see how each AI does. First, one that combines design with very little text and the major focus on design. Aesthetically, I like Midjourney's outcome a lot, and surprisingly it coped with the text as well, which is rare for the current version 7. Leonardo didn't cope with text at all. All in all, my favorite here is Ideogram's result. Second, text-only clipart with little text again. Looks like Midjourney coped here as well, but there is a big but. When we look at designs like these, we evaluate not just the grammar, but also the aesthetics of the typography. And we can clearly see that Midjourney is behind here, while all the other AI tools did a better job. Third, another combination of design and text, with more complex text this time, and Midjourney totally failed. Regarding others, we can see that Leonardo skipped a part of the text. Ideogram is the clear champion for this task, as it managed not only to create an aesthetically pleasing emblem, but also its logic of dividing text into 3 parts was superb. Other AIs didn't handle it so well. And the last one is text only, but more of it. Midjourney is an outsider once again. Flux and Leonardo messed up the text a bit, though I like the Flux outcome in terms of aesthetics. Also, I like the ChatGPT variant, but Ideogram once again is my favorite here. It's just too good in comparison with others. For digital planners and other similar tasks, we use the designs which have empty space, empty checkboxes, empty lines, and so on. We also use washi tapes and minimalist icon type designs. I have 3 example prompts for you here. First, a to-do list block in kawaii style with empty checkboxes and empty lines. Midjourney's outcome looks very nice, but the lines are located too high. Ideogram also has this issue. Other AI tools' outcomes are okay, and once again, it's up to you which aesthetic you prefer. For more reliable results, I'd rather collect these to-do lists from separate elements in Canva, but it's my personal preference only. Next, an empty banner in Victorian scroll style. This time I like Midjourney's outcome most. I always prefer Midjourney, but version 6.1, for vintage junk journal style designs. Other AI tools just miss this vintage aesthetic, which should be a little bit photorealistic too. But still, I like the Seedream outcome as well. And finally, a washi tape strip in botanical style. Frankly speaking, I wouldn't make washi tapes as is with AI at all. This planner element should have a very consistent shape, that's why I'd use a shape in Canva or Photoshop and then create patterns with AI and just fill this exact shape with different AI patterns. This would lead to much more consistency and simplicity of the process. At first glance, you might think that photorealistic clipart is not something used very often, but there are niches for this one as well. Scene creation, like flat lay mockups, food and recipe content, wedding and beauty collages, mood boards, and many more. I'll use 3 prompts this time. It should be enough to form your impression. First, a flat lay design element, and for this one it's critical whether your AI tool understands top-down view. I've used exactly this term in this prompt, but you can also try something else, for example, view from above. As we see here for Leonardo, Flux and Seedream, they can't make a top-down view, which makes them less suitable for scene creation. For our second example, we have a food design, and here we can clearly see that Ideogram starts to fall behind. It can make photos rather well as clipart, but it can't really combine these two. It leans more towards the clipart style, making its outcomes more plastic and vector-like, less photorealistic. And for the third prompt, we're trying a floral element. I'd say that all the AI tools coped well, once again, except for Ideogram. And also, I'd like to mention that in all these photorealistic series, I've used Leonardo's Lucid Realism model, not the origin one. But frankly, I didn't see a significant difference between those. If you are creating a collection of anything, or a children's book with a consistent character, you'll be also interested in whether this or that AI can reproduce your style or character. For this task, it's also very important what environment you're using your AI tool in. Is it native or some aggregator? We'll see more in the examples. Midjourney is very good with consistency, but it's supported only on its native website. As for now, Midjourney doesn't have an API. You can't see this AI on any aggregator, but there's a free test version on Meta AI, which doesn't support any kind of consistency. Keep that in mind. On midjourney.com, the best practice for creating images in a consistent style is to use both text description in your prompt as well as attaching a reference image. If you start with an image you or someone else created on Midjourney, you can start with the original prompt as you already have it. Change the object, add the image as reference, and you're good to go. You may add several images to the reference block. You can also create a dedicated mood board to collect a lot of images for this particular style, and then instead of using reference images, use this mood board code. But you'll probably need this only if you're going to work a lot with this particular style. If you're starting with a random image from the web, or you just don't have a prompt for your image which contains the text description of the style, you can use the describe command to get your initial prompt. And Midjourney's describe function is the best of what I've seen so far. You can even use the prompts you get from it with other AI tools as well. Here's a short summary of Midjourney's style consistency. We have a dedicated video on Midjourney styles, linked in the description. Now to Midjourney character consistency. The idea is almost the same, with some small nuances. First, you need to maintain style consistency anyway. Your character is not only the face, but also the art style, so keep it consistent as well. Also, you can use only one image as reference here. This means that if you want to attach several images, first you'll need to make a collage of them. Once again, I strongly recommend that the art style of the collage images is the same, otherwise the outcomes will be less predictable and manageable. Also, you can make this collage of different objects or characters, asking Midjourney to create a new image with multiple consistent objects. But the more you add, the less consistent the results become. We have a separate video on Midjourney consistent characters. You can find the link in the description box below. As you see, Midjourney has strong consistency capabilities, but there's a learning curve to make these functions work properly. Now to ChatGPT and Nano Banana. I grouped them into one because they are both purely text-based AI tools. In their native environment, there are no dedicated settings which will give you precise results, like Midjourney does. Yes, you can add a reference image, but you'll still have to explain in your prompt how to use it. On the other hand, there are tons of aggregators like Leonardo, Clipart, and other platforms where you can use these AI tools, and they also provide the precise settings. That's why I think that it's better to use ChatGPT and Nano Banana with a proper aggregator. In their native environment, both of these tools have features for style and character consistency, but nothing precise or 100% consistent. Everything depends on your ability to write prompts, and even with it, you'll face some randomness, which will be very hard to get rid of. As you can see here, for some reason ChatGPT decided that the robot is part of the art style. At the same time, every person is different, and what suits you will not suit someone else. That's why it's difficult for me to tell if style and character consistency for ChatGPT and Nano Banana is good enough or not. Nano Banana also decided that the robot is part of the art style, so let me specify my prompt a bit. Some styles are easily repeatable, others not. Consistent characters are once again a level up from consistent styles, as they need to have both same art style and same character. Once again, it's a dinner robot. I'm pretty sure you can enhance your prompt to avoid this robot issue, but this even better illustrates that using text as your explanation is not the easiest and most precise way to get a proper result. All in all, in my experience, ChatGPT and Nano Banana work a bit better with images they created themselves and a bit worse with random imported images. Also, I think that Nano Banana is better for the consistency tasks as it has a wider training dataset and better prompt understanding than ChatGPT today. As far as I know, Flux doesn't have a native environment, but it's available in a wide range of aggregators, which might also provide you with the opportunity to attach your reference image. For now, I'm using Leonardo, and you can easily see which reference types are available for each AI tool presented here. This doesn't mean that the other reference types are not possible for these AI tools. This just means that Leonardo is currently providing the ones you see. In Kittle, you can remix your original image and write a short prompt describing the new image as well as how it should use your reference image. Here are my outcomes with style consistency and very simple prompts. And the second row is for character consistency demonstration. I have to add that both initial images were imported. The treasure chest one was created with Flux Pro, while boy was created in Midjourney. And then I used Flux for creating additional characters. I'd say that consistency with the first character is not outstanding, but among the new images, it's perfect. You can use the same workflow for any other AI tool which Kittle offers you. Lucid Origin and Lucid Realism are the native Leonardo image models, so we can try both of them on the Leonardo AI website. As we can see, they both work with style consistency, but character consistency is not available for now. I'm using a watercolor image that we just created in Lucid Origin as a style reference. Also, I'm using the same prompt, just changing the object. Looking at the result, I'd say that Leonardo handled the task well. Seedream is another AI tool which I've not seen in its native environment, but it's widely available on aggregators. On Leonardo, Seedream also has only basic image reference. Let's see how it works. Once again, I add an image we've recently created with Seedream 4.5 on Leonardo, using the same prompt, changing just the object. I'd say that the results are quite okay. And we have only Ideogram left. It can be used in its native environment as well as with different aggregators. On its original website, we can see a lot of settings for precise results, including some tools for character and style consistency. By the way, it offers a nice and intuitive color palette feature, which is another layer of consistency and is rarely offered by other AI tools. Style consistency is presented with some ready-to-use presets. You can see a whole library of default styles. Also, you can make your own style references using just a few images. The ability of Ideogram to repeat your styles is okayish, but it will still lean toward its vector-oriented or photorealistic designs, finding it hard to replicate what it doesn't have in its training data. There are some other technical aspects which might be interesting for you as a Clipart creator. First, transparent background. Currently, ChatGPT and the latest version of Ideogram, Auto Mode, are capable of that. All other AI tools are just faking it, so be careful. Also, Ideogram seems to create an image on a solid background and then remove the background, which makes the outcome much less crisp than the ChatGPT one. So for today, I'd consider only ChatGPT to be capable of transparent backgrounds. But frankly, background is not an issue. Most aggregators like Leonardo or Kittle or My Designs allow you to remove background painlessly. Otherwise, you can use Canva, which has an outstandingly good background removal pro feature. Second, editing possibilities. In Midjourney, there is an editor, but in my opinion, it's a bit complicated and the results are in most cases not worth it, as you can see on the demo footage. Yes, you can write a more complex prompt, but you will still struggle to get a solid result. If you try to avoid the editor and simply try with prompting, Midjourney will regenerate the image, which makes editing lose the whole point. On the other hand, ChatGPT and Nano Banana are, in my opinion, the best for editing, even for imported images. But here everything depends on your prompting skills. On the footage you can see the same task for ChatGPT and Nano Banana. At first, ChatGPT coped better, but when I refined the prompt a bit, Nano Banana made it even better. The original image was created in Midjourney. Flux also copes nicely with editing, at least in the Kittle environment. Leonardo also has Flux as one of its editing AI tools. The results are very solid as well. Seedream also coped well enough in Kittle. Even with the bottom part of the image cropped for some reason, I like the boy's face more than the Flux outcome. In Leonardo, Seedream also does its job. Leonardo's native Lucid Origin and Lucid Realism do not have editing tools of their own, but these images can still be edited with other AI tools in the Leonardo environment. Ideogram has a built-in editor, which is a mix of the Midjourney area correction model and simply tell me what to change from ChatGPT and Nano Banana. Also, they have background removal and upscale, very handy. Currently, I don't have a paid subscription on Ideogram and editing is a paid feature, but you get the idea. Aspect ratio is not very crucial for Clipart in most cases, but still let's see what different AI tools have. Midjourney – almost unlimited precise control over aspect ratios via the settings menu or manually with AR parameter. You probably won't be able to create super long and super thin images, but everything else is available. ChatGPT has much fewer options. You can only have square, vertical and horizontal images, no precise ratios. Nano Banana allows for more variations, but you should always write the aspect ratio manually, which at least for me makes this a bit unreliable. I would double check the result after. Flux has the aspect ratios offered in the aggregator you are using it in. Same for Seedream. On Leonardo, Seedream has more variations, but I'm not sure if it's a limitation of Flux or Leonardo. Lucid Origin and Realism on Leonardo also have a very wide range of options. Ideogram offers many aspect ratios, including the custom option, but not on the free plan. Kittle also has several options for all the AI tools, and we can clearly see that ChatGPT is the most limited among them. Another important tech issue I'd like to mention is speed of creation. And here Midjourney, Ideogram and Leonardo models are champions. They are very fast. On the other hand, ChatGPT and Nano Banana PRO are rather slow, which might be impactful if you're mass-producing Clipart. Flux and Seedream are somewhere in the middle. And before we summarize everything we've learned, I have to add one of the most crucial aspects which will affect your AI tool choice. Is this AI tool easy or hard to master? On one hand, we have ChatGPT and Nano Banana, which don't have any settings, buttons or tools, just an empty line where you should write your prompt. On the other hand, there are those AI tools which make you feel like you're piloting a jet, so many things around you. It's easy to get lost and confused. So at first glance, ChatGPT and Nano Banana might seem simpler, but they're not. They have all the same settings and even more, but they're all hidden and don't allow you to have precise control. In my opinion, Midjourney and other jets are easier because there are at least visible hints and settings which you can control precisely. Half an hour of your life for learning and you're good to go. By the way, all jets are similar, so learning one will ensure you're familiar with 90% of all the others. In the end, you will have to write a prompt in any AI tool, so don't forget about our prompt builders if you don't like prompting. Pick what you like from pre-filled options or add your own. Copy and paste. A piece of cake. Now it's time to summarize everything and make some conclusions. All AI tools have their strong and weak sides, and there's no absolute champion. I've made a table and put everything together to help you make your choice. We've already covered most of this stuff, but also I've added the pricing line and free trial availability line. Regarding pricing, what you see here are the minimal paid subscriptions you can use this AI tool with, but you never know how many generations are included. Google prices might be different depending on the region, but for me it's a no-brainer. Take it anyway. I have Google AI Plus plan, Nano Banana and Gemini included. On the other hand, $20 for Ideogram is way too much in my opinion. As for the trials, I have a separate video which explains in detail how and where you can try each AI tool. You'll find the link in the description. If I started a basic clipart business today, I'd pick Midjourney for style variety, speed and solid consistency capabilities. But if I was in POD, I'd avoid it by all means and pick Nano Banana, ChatGPT or Ideogram instead. An aggregator seems an easy choice at first, but when you start to calculate, you'd be surprised how much convenience costs. So the choice is yours. Experiment, try new things, and don't get involved into costly yearly subscriptions until you're 100% sure. Finally, we're done. This guide was a long one. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time and support in the comments. Hope this video will help you pick the proper tool for your AI endeavor. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Can't wait to see you in the next one.